Friday, everybody, and welcome to another brand new live episode for those of you who are watching us on Twitch of the John and Wendy Show. One of my favorite shows that I do every week here on the Outlaw Nation channel. It's because of that lady over there, Wendy Lee. Wendy, how are you? So much happening in this week. We got so much to talk about, but how are you doing in your world, in your life right now?
Lots to talk about indeed. I feel like things are starting to pick up. Or my nice little vacation is kind of, I'm going to stay home, but my little, content creating break is coming to an end. But no, things are good. This past Tuesday, Dustin and I went to California Adventures /
nice.
Disneyland for, our 8th wedding anniversary.
Oh.
So that was a fun day. 8 years together. Gross.
Gross.
We sat there and we talked about it. We're like, I can't even believe it's 8 years. So that means together we've been together 13.
Wow.
Total.
So
yeah, we dated 4 years.
Okay.
Before he proposed, and then we were engaged for a year, so we had time to plan the wedding.
Right.
And then we got married.
Wow, man. Well, glad you got married before the COVID pandemic. So many people delayed getting married, and I saw them break up. So it's just weird how that kind of works out. So the fact that you guys got together, plus I'm sure, it's probably been amazing to think about like how far you guys have come in 13 years. Hell, in the last 5 years, how much y'all's relationship has changed and how much work you all have done to build up the movie couple and all of that. So what a crazy ride it must be for this this marriage of yours, Wendy, with you and Dustin, for sure.
If you can make it through a pandemic, you can make it through anything.
If I can make it through this, I can make it through.
If you can share a space for almost an entire year during the pandemic and run a YouTube channel together, I think you can make it through anything.
I agree. I think that's the saving grace for us is I run the YouTube channel, she does her thing, and then occasionally we do our we cross paths, and it works out for us. So yeah, I hear you absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into so many things here that are also fun to talk about for sure. We're getting into some first reactions to Moon Knight. Some members of the press have gotten the first 4 episodes of Moon Knight, the upcoming series here from Marvel and Disney. Plus, we're also going to talk a little bit about the Miss Marvel trailer that was dropped earlier this week, do a little breakdown of that as well. We're also going to talk about some Oscars news. We don't talk about Bruno. We are going to talk about Bruno performing at the Oscars as well. We've got some Stray Kids news for all you K-pop fans as well. They dropped their new video, dropped all these announcements. We'll get into all of that as well. We got so much to cover here on the show. Get into some new casting for Blue Beetle, for Madam Web, all that stuff happening. So sit back, relax. Let us take you through some fun stories here in the world of entertainment. And remember that we would love to receive your bits as we go along here on the channel and on the show. And also, please remember the Streamlabs that Wendy is pointing to now. The streamlabs.com/John Rocha says that's where you go to send in your donations and your thanks or your questions, thoughts, and comments for us here on the show today. All right, Wendy, where shall we jump into first?
So, the past 5 minutes prior to the show, Rocha and I usually do a quick pre-pro, and we talk about in what order we're going to do. Well, John, take that, crumble it up, and throw it away because we do have breaking news. This is from an exclusive via The Hollywood Reporter for Star Wars. The Mandalorian, Season 3. Christopher Lloyd has joined the cast.
What?
Christopher Lloyd, man.
What?
Here, let me send you the link in our private in our let me just drop it in.
What? Christopher Lloyd? Is that who you're telling me? Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd?
Where he's going, he need no road or whatever the saying is.
He doesn't need roads.
So this is he's being added to the franchise, and is it like a phone call if you want Christopher Lloyd to be on your show? Because this man does not need to audition for anything.
No, he
probably reads the script and say yes or no.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. We're in a bit of a, I don't want to say Lloyd-assance, but certainly he's starting to pop up again in more projects. I'm going to bring his resume up, but I can tell you right off the bat, The Tender Bar, the most recent film here with Ben Affleck and directed by George Clooney. He is the patriarch of that family, for better or worse, depending on if you like his character or not in the movie. And also in Nobody, he is Bob Odenkirk's dad in Nobody. So if you haven't seen that, he's pretty badass in Nobody as well, being the dad of him and RZA in the movie. But yeah, he's got a lot of projects. He was just in a TV series called Cyber Chase. He did Queen Bees. And as I mentioned, Nobody. But yeah, he's been in Kingdom Hearts, so doing voiceover projects as well. NCIS, Big City Greens. So he's been in kind of 12 Monkeys. He was in that sci-fi series a couple of years ago. So he's been doing his thing, kind of dipping in and out, and having some fun for sure. And now he's got 5 things in the hopper right now. Time the Fourth Dimension, Tank House, Super Athlete, Camp Hideout, Man and Witch, and then a couple of projects. But now you're talking
The
Star Wars
Mandalorian.
in the Mandalorian.
Which is currently shooting its 3rd season right now. So he's probably have already been on set. It's just that the news probably just broke. We don't know anything about his character details, anything like that. You know how it is. It is kind of under lock and key until Disney / Lucasfilm is ready to let us know. But this is exciting because we know they're actively working on season 3, obviously, since they're filming, but we don't have a firm release date for this show yet. All we know right now is the next upcoming Disney Plus Star Wars show live action is Obi-Wan.
Wow. Yeah.
So this is very exciting. I wonder if it'd be funny if he was some sort of like engineer, scientist,
Maybe.
just to play into what we know him so well as.
Yeah, but also, I mean, think about this. It was pretty much alluded to in Book of Boba Fett that in season 3 of The Mandalorian, he is going to go and be on Mandalore, and the sect and Katie Sackhoff's character and the Dark Saber, this is all going to come to play. So is he an elder of Mandalore? Is he a member of that sect that is an elder? Is he the main guy? Is he the cult leader of that sect of Mandalore? Is that what he's going to play? Kind of like what Jeremy Irons did. I think it was Jeremy Irons in Game of Thrones. No, Jonathan, I forget his name, the actor who played kind of the leader of that sect of religious side, the Sparrows in Game of Thrones, right? Is he going to play that character that's kind of leading that sect of Mandalore? That could be very interesting. Is he the armorer's dad? The armorer's grandfather? What is the connection here? So I've got a lot of questions, but I don't think you cast someone like Christopher Lloyd and like push him to the side. I think it's probably going to be a strong character that recurs throughout the season, I would imagine.
I would imagine so. And it's not going to be I don't think it'd be too small of a role because it's Christopher Lloyd.
Exactly. Right. You don't anticipate it'll be too small of a role because it's him.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like this idea. I like this idea.
I like that. I can't wait for season 3. Thank you so much to MK Songbird for putting that top of the show in the chat. So we are aware. Appreciate that so much.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Wow. Crazy stuff.
Really?
All right. Well, where should we head off to next year? When should we go back to the rundown? Should I uncrumple the rundown?
Yeah, uncrumple your thingy. Take it out of the trash can. I'll take mine out of the trash can as well. And also, thank you so much to Adam the Mac for subscribing at tier 1. You've been subscribed for 2 months on a 2-month streak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adam. It's very kind of you. Appreciate that.
All right, since we're going back into it, we know that Moon Knight, the next upcoming Disney Plus Marvel live action show, is not set to premiere until I think the 30th. The 30th of March. But we already have some early social reactions already because they got a sneak peek at the first few episodes. So just kind of going through this.
Yeah, I've got Eric Davis's pulled up if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and read that one. I'll read the next.
Eric Davis, as you all know from Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes, says, I've watched 4 episodes of Moon Knight, and I'm absolutely loving this show. I love the Egyptian mythology. I love the Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe. I love the versatility of Oscar Isaac's performance. All episodes rock, but episode 4 nosedives down the rabbit hole in all the best ways. What's refreshing is that so far Moon Knight is completely removed from any existing MCU narrative. You don't have to know anything about the MCU in order to enjoy it. Totally its own thing. Super odd and mind-bending. Oh, God, I love to hear that. And brutal at times with pockets of hilarious British humor. As for the rest of the cast, Ethan Hawke is quietly shady and creepy, but super powerful and kind of scary. I'm also really enjoying Mai Kalamaui in the show, too. Her and Isaac's relationship reminds me of Indy and Marion. No spoilers, but her story is not too different from Marion's. Wow, interesting.
Okay, intrigue.
Right?
Yeah.
Very intriguing for sure. Did you find anybody else?
Yes, this one comes from Aaron Perrin. I think
Okay.
I'm saying that last name correctly. Hope I am. Who writes hashtag Moon Knight's first episode cements that the theme of Phase 4 is wild, shifts in
Mhm,
styles. This show feels like nothing else in the MCU. That's impressive.
mhm.
If you've been wanting something different, then you're going to have an absolute blast.
Wow. Wow.
That's what I like hearing, that it's different, that it's dark, that
Mhm.
it's creepy. I'm going to pull up our friend Tessa, who runs Mama's Geeky over
Yeah.
there. 'Cause she got a peek
Love
at the
Tessa.
first 4 episodes
Mhm.
as well. And she wrote a couple of tweets. So here it is.
Okay.
Moon Knight is banana pants crazy in all caps. Heart-poundingly intense. Loved every second of the first 4 episodes. Oscar Isaac equals incredible. Ethan Hawke equals terrifying. Unlike any Marvel show, there it is again, unlike any other show. Epic soundtrack, score, visual, and action. It's dark. Favorite Marvel show. Ooh.
Wow.
Favorite Marvel
Favorite
show, she
Marvel
says.
show.
She
That's
does
a
continue to
strong statement.
say,
Yeah.
it is a strong statement. She continues to say that it is scary, suspenseful, and freaking amazing. It tackles mental illness in a brilliant yet terrifying way, rivaling Joker. Oscar Isaac expresses so many raw emotions, and he is absolutely phenomenal opposite himself. Kanoju is creepy AF, visually gorgeous, and then finally, she says, I hate that I have to sit on the ending of Moon Knight episode 4 for like 5 weeks until I can find out what comes next. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've rewatched the last 20 minutes numerous times now. Y'all ain't ready. This show gets bonkers.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna have
More
to
bonkers than WandaVision. Because remember how bonkers WandaVision and
Yeah.
Loki got?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Scott Manzel, our brother over there at the Hollywood Critics Association, he said Moon Knight feels more DC than Marvel, and that's a good thing. The show
Dark.
throws the viewer right into the middle of the chaos, and you're either along for the ride or you're not. A truly unique and refreshing change of pace from all of the other Marvel series thus far. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
All
And they
right.
had a premiere already for it in Paris, in London,
Yes, in
sorry.
London. Yes. Yeah.
So that was cool, where Oscar Isaac rocks the skirt.
Yes, he did. He wore
Which
the
looks,
kilt. Yeah.
yeah, looks great. There is a little clip of he's doing, you know how they do the press line
Yes.
in
Yes.
interviews. So Oscar Isaac is there, and Ethan Hawke's walking behind him and says real quick as he passes by, looking good, and just without even thinking, without even breaking out of the interview, just a quick reply from Oscar saying, "Thanks, baby." Come
Well,
on now.
I mean, Oscar's known for being quite affectionate on the red carpet, as him and Jessica Chastain will attest to for sure, if you
Yes.
remember those shots. So no surprise at him and Ethan Hawke having a nice little exchange there on
That
the
was
red
cute.
carpet.
I'm gonna put that in our private chat because I was just like, did he just say thanks, baby? Thanks, baby.
Thanks, baby.
It's so cute.
All right. So, I mean, that's exciting stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. I mean, both Wendy and I, I'm sure at some point we'll be getting these episodes, having some fun talking about them down the road. I know, Wendy, you're going to a special event for it next week, if I'm allowed
Yes.
to say, next week.
I think so. And
So
sometime
we'll
we won't say where
when.
and
Yeah.
what day, but like, yeah, sometime next week. So more to come. I don't have any other information
There
than
you go.
that. So, but yeah, I am excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what this show is going to be. All these initial reactions
Yeah.
from our fellow friends in the industry
Yeah.
has me really, really excited
Me
because
too.
I knew I wanted a darker show.
Yeah.
And Kevin Feige said they weren't pulling punches, that it was going to be raw and it was going to be dark.
Mhm.
And it sounds like that delivered.
Absolutely.
So,
He's not
what is
wrong
the
about
ending of episode 4? Like, what is that?
Well, I mean, we might be going into some real deep stuff in terms of Khonshu, real deep stuff in terms of the multiple personalities. We might be going into a lot of interesting, and especially if we go back into Egypt, are we going all the way back and through some kind of wormhole? I don't know. So it's very exciting, and there are a number of places you can go because obviously, if it's got an Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe, that means there's artifacts that they're trying to find here. So what do these artifacts unlock? So to me, the show is going to be good for all the actors, but also it's got to be a story that intrigues you, and every episode has got to be like untangling a mystery. So I'm very excited to see what we're going to get in those first 4 episodes when we get a chance to see them, Wendy. When we get a chance.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to see us soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very. Smithy says episode 4 is when Mephisto shows up.
That's right.
I
Mephisto.
thought it, but I didn't say it. I was like, Mephisto? Still in the running? Come on, Mephisto.
He's got to show up on the wall somewhere. I like Dr. Yasman. You are correct. F. Murray Abraham does voice the Egyptian god Khonshu. That was shown in the teaser, so that was pretty cool. If you saw the thing with the with the long nose, that mask, which is very Constantine-esque, that mask. Dream wears that in the Sandman as well, and so I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. There's some interesting allusions to certain looks, and so you've seen that in the Moon Knight mythology as well. So fascinating stuff from that most recent clip. But yes,
that also reminded me of Percy from Critical Role's Legend of Vox Machina. He puts on a mask as well before he kind of goes into like full Percy, no mercy Percy, as they like to call him, vengeance mode. And it's essentially a demon.
Nice.
That's what. So there's a lot of dark stuff that's tied to that. Yeah, absolutely. Really cool. Should we move on to the next topic here?
What do we got here?
All right. So in an exclusive from Variety, there was a same-sex kiss that allegedly was in the upcoming Pixar's Lightyear movie that was allegedly taken out, but now it has been restored following staff's uproar over the "Don't Say Gay" bill. And it's funny because I had initially misread the headline article, so I was going through the trailers and TV spots looking for. I was like, I don't remember seeing it, and then I reread the article after talking with John. I was like, I see. It wasn't in the trailer, but it's in the movie. They had taken it out, but now it's been put back. Good. You know what? That's all I have to say about that, really, to keep it like short. I feel like it didn't need to be removed.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they're taking a stand and saying, I'm gonna leave it in there. We put it in there for a reason. So it's gonna stay in there.
Yeah, I think this is a great thing. Absolutely. And this clearly is a sign that, the animators and the people who spoke up, they're not backing down. And certainly the people in charge of Disney are now listening to what has been going on here and the pattern that's been going on here of introducing these characters, because clearly there are a number of animated projects, Wendy, just in the last few years that have had LGBTQ plus characters, and they've had further interactions beyond being recognized or named as LGBTQ plus characters. And those further interactions have been cut, whether it's kisses or embraces or dialogue really inferring that they're together. Those have been cut, and animation seems to be the last. How can I say this? The last battlefield over this, it seems like, because people have their archaic thinkings that if you show LGBTQ plus in animation, then kids are being indoctrinated, which is of course absolute horseshit.
Indoctrinated?
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word they use. Indoctrinated into the LGBTQ plus community. And sadly, there are people who believe that if you watch it, you'll become it, which is absolutely.
That's not how it works.
No, it's not how. That's like the old lady saying in that commercial. That's not how any of this works. Yeah, exactly.
That's not how that happens. At all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and we've seen in Finding Dory that same-sex couple that embraced, and certainly Luca, there were inferences that connection might have been romantic. The director was kind of coy about it. And certainly Lena Waithe voiced that character in Onward, and she mentioned her girlfriend. And even in Mitchell's versus the Machines, right at the end, the girl, there's a girlfriend mentioned, but it's in passing. It's not really stressed. So animation is this last foray that the LGBTQ plus community must be more a part of, and the animators and studios have to allow this to happen if it works for the story, right? So, and clearly it does. So I'm very happy to hear that the kiss has been restored. Chapek and Disney, listen up. Listen up. You
gotta make the changes.
Make the change. Look, as Michael Jackson once said, look at the man in the mirror. That's what I'm saying. So be better.
There you go.
Be best. Anyway,
so let's celebrate that and let's go see this. If you feel comfortable, let's go see this in theaters when it comes out and support that. Yeah.
All right. Let's where are we off to next year, Wendy?
We are off to, we said we weren't going to talk about Bruno, but then we kind of have to talk about Bruno because we are going to get a live performance, a live rendition of We Don't Talk About Bruno, one of the hit songs from the movie Encanto, at the Oscars, which is really interesting because the song isn't even up for nomination.
Yeah.
But they are going to put it in. So I wonder if they're putting this in sort of in the best song parts where they'll open that segment for Encanto with We Don't Talk About Bruno, and then they go into the song that was nominated, or it's going to be its separate thing, for example, opening up. Oh, yeah, opening up maybe the song, opening up the show with We Don't Talk About Bruno.
I think it's totally going to open up the show. I think
I would love it.
That's the inference. That seems to be the rumor that's going to open up the show. The reports say that. And so if that's going to happen, that's a great way to do it. First of all, I love that movie. Y'all, if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen my crying response to that movie. I love Encanto. Love that song. And Lin-Manuel Miranda said he still defends that Dos Oruguitas was selected as the song because that represents the film as a whole.
Yes.
Versus We Don't Talk About Bruno, which is about one character singularly.
Yes.
Now, doesn't mean it isn't an incredible song. It is an incredible song, but he felt that Dos Oruguitas, which is a beautiful song about the main love, the foundation of love that sparked everything that you see in the movie, that is a fantastic song and well worth people's time.
Very beautiful song.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense. But this is Will Packer's attempt, as he said earlier this week in these interviews, to make it more, more attractive, more appealing, the Oscars, and certainly bringing in this song that is sweeping the nation. It is number one. It's got multiple millions of downloads. It's a way of making it seem topical. So at least people will tune in possibly for the beginning of the Oscars, maybe tune out as it goes along, but they'll at least tune in at the beginning and hopefully enjoy the ceremony overall. It's also seeing the return of, or the reuniting of the Godfather people who are still alive from the Godfather to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Godfather. And also James Bond tribute will be there.
Yes.
Well. Who knows how many James Bonds are going to show up to be a part of that tribute and how many James Bond ladies will show up to be a part of that tribute.
Yeah, all of them. Any who can. Any who can.
Yeah, they should absolutely. I mean, I just saw Carrie Lowell on a recent episode of the new Law and Order. So she's still doing things. So bring her out, for God's sake.
Bring them in.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. When I saw Encanto, I thought this needs to become a Broadway musical.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because it is the way, Lin-Manuel Miranda has like arranged the songs, kind of like how, if you know his style with Hamilton, with In the Heights, with even Tick Tick Boom, and how those songs aren't arranged by him. That's already written and performed by Jonathan Larson's. But as he adapted from stage to screen, you can kind of see his style. And I can't imagine, I'm trying to imagine on how big of a scale this song is going to look, because it has so many cast members involved in it. You have Mirabel, you have Dolores, you have like literally everybody that's in this. Are we going to get the Hamilton turntable stage?
Oh yeah,
on the stage, and just
maybe
that would look really cool.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That could be a lot of fun for sure.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it, and maybe if it works well, Disney can be like, sure, we'll put it on Broadway. Why not?
I thought Greatest Showman should be on Broadway. That was tailor made to be on Broadway. So hopefully at some point that will happen as well. And just a quick programming note, I will most likely do an Oscars watch along, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's going to be on Twitch or on YouTube, but I will absolutely do an Oscars watch along, because for all the crap I've given it, for all the changes they've made, I've got to see how it works. Got to be fair to see how it works and see if I like it or not. So you'll get authentic. So if you're looking for someone to hang out with and watch the Oscars, come and hang out with me next Sunday.
Are you going to dress up? Waist up?
Yeah.
PJ on the bottom. Black tie. Attire on top.
Yeah. Formal on top, party at the bottom. Yeah, I like that idea. I'm down with that.
No one's going to see if you're wearing, sweatpants or not.
It's true.
I'm wearing sweatpants right now.
My suits don't fit anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you know this, but COVID-19 happened and my chest blew up from what happened. So I've had to buy bigger suits. And for those of you who saw me at the HCA, you see how big those suits look. So I at some point, maybe I will dress up. Maybe I will. I'm drinking more water now. So
there you go.
Maybe I'll drop a few pounds before next Sunday. We shall see. But yeah.
Drinking water can do a lot for you.
Water works.
Finding that out.
Yeah, we bought a cooler with Culligan, and so we got a delivery 4 or 5 gallon tubs every month, and we're going through one a week. So
Good for
we're
you.
trying to drink 64 ounces of water each every day.
A day?
A day. Yep.
That sounds like it's a lot.
8
Is
glasses of
that
water. I have a 32-ounce thermoflask, and so I fill it twice a day. Make sure I drain it twice a day. And that's not the only thing that's draining, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just tell you that right now. But yeah,
is that
that's my
how
life.
much water you're supposed to have a day?
It's 8 glasses a day, 8 ounces. So that's
Like
64 ounces.
like a glass.
Yeah, that's 8
So
ounces.
if I have just 1 cup of water a day, it's bad for you?
Well, no, Wendy, you're thin. You're in shape. I'm not.
So what though? I need to drink more water.
Yeah.
I bought this thing called Liquid IV that's supposed to help hydrate you a little bit more. Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it.
What the fuck is the
It's like a
You're like,
little package. You put it in your water. It's like injecting yourself with water.
yeah. The mistake I was making was drinking iced tea all the time, but with sweet and low. So the sweet and low kind of counters the effect of drinking iced tea because it retains water and messes with your digestive system. So
Pink packs are bad. Don't use
Yeah.
the pink packs. Use the green ones.
Yeah, the green ones.
Stevia.
Right. Stevia. So I'm balancing the water with the iced tea right now. We shall see.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
anyway, the Oscars next week. Oh, and speaking of the Oscars, real quick before we move on,
Mhm.
Steve Morris and I, my co-host of the Cinephiles, we've started a new series on the Outlaw Nation. We just dropped the first episode today. We're going to be talking about each of the Best Picture nominees daily, all the way through until the Oscars next Sunday. We started today with Dune. Tomorrow is Belfast. It's like 20 to 25 minutes discussion about the film, revisiting the film, talking about its Oscars chances, and doing a little bit of a mini review of the movie as well. So it's our way of kind of like honoring the Oscars as we head into that ceremony on Sunday. So look for those on the Outlaw Nation channel now. All right. Powerade. I don't know if Powerade counts. Does Powerade count? I feel like it doesn't count.
Well, maybe not the sugar part, but the electrolytes part.
Yeah, the electrolyte part's real. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Streamlabs and Streamlabs are open. So you see the address above Wendy's head. I'm gonna put it in the chat a few times here, but also your cheers, your bits, send that stuff through to support everything we're doing here on the John and Wendy show. We'd appreciate it. All right, Wendy, where shall we go?
Let's go into the Miss Marvel universe. They finally released the official trailer that just came out, and for the first time ever, we're going to see Kamala Khan in live action, which is very, very exciting. I really like the vibe of this trailer. I think it fits the age that she is. I know some people are like, oh, what is this, still Marvel show? It looks so kid-like. I think they're forgetting that she is a teenage girl. You know, the vibe with the animation, and she's got a notebook and she's sketching out like Ant-Man versus Man-Ant and all that stuff. It's very much her age. She's daydreaming. She's giving me, not her, but the overall trailer is giving me Mitchell versus the Machine animation type of vibes when they incorporate that kind of Scott Pilgrim versus the world. Wait, Scott Pilgrim versus the world. Yes. So I'm looking forward to it. I think the vibe of the show fits the actor's age and the character's age, and there's no reason to need to force to make it a certain way to fit into the MCU. I think the MCU, like we've said before, and I think as an example for Moon Knight, we're going to see that these shows based around these characters are going to relate to exactly what their vibe is and what they relate to what their character is. So Moon Knight's going to be dark, but it'd be really weird if Miss Marvel was dark like that. Like, it wouldn't make sense to me. And also the younger audience, young girls her age are going to want to tune in to see this. So of course it's, targeted a little bit more towards the teenage audience. But I like it. I think one of the things I am seeing most people say is that they don't like how Marvel has allegedly changed. It looks like they're changing the look of her power.
Her
to
power
make it look a little bit different than, say, a Reed Richards power.
The beginning, so to speak, for lack of a better term. But look, I mean, I get that, and people can have those complaints. I totally respect that. There are certainly a lot of Miss Marvel fans. A lot of people love Miss Marvel. One of those characters that's come on in the last few years and has really captured the fandom's attention. No matter what age of a fan you are of comic books, she has a strong following. So there's a lot of people watching this and wanting to make sure this series is done well. So it's a hell of a lot of weight to put on a young actress's shoulders. But I think from what I saw, Manvalani looked fantastic in the trailer. We didn't see a lot of acting, but I like the look of her. I like the exuberance. I like the joy. And, you know, same thing with Turning Red last week. This idea of young girls leading projects, dudes can connect, dudes can relate if they want to relate, if they want to connect, because there's universal things here. You can remember being a young kid wanting to be a superhero, daydreaming of being a superhero, and then the moment comes. What do you do when the moment comes? And so seeing that change in the trailers is been fantastic. And also, you know, we're seeing her daydreaming as, you know, she's the Captain Marvel, she's loved, she's a hero and all that. But the reality I think she's going to find out is, as every superhero seems to find out, is there is a price to pay on the other side for becoming this superhero. And certainly Spider-Man pays that price over and over and over again in the history of his time. And I felt a lot of Spider-Man vibes as I was watching this this particular trailer for sure. But it excites me. I like what we're seeing. I'm curious to see how she's going to use her powers, who those 4 villains walking out of the smoke are, how she's going to be connected to the overall Marvel universe, but also the Captain Marvel universe. Because remember, when she puts on the what do you call the bracelets or whatever those things are called, and then she falls into some otherworldly purple magic hue place. What does that mean? So a lot of mystery here and a lot of joy. And one last thing, Wendy, is her saying brown girls from Jersey don't usually save the world. That was such a strong statement for me as a person of color, you as a person of color. I'm sure growing up, most of the heroes we saw were white, almost all white. And so having more diversity here in the MCU, I think is such a positive.
Yeah, I know it's funny. Dustin and I were having this discussion. We're talking about Turning Red, and we're actually talking about Miss Marvel. And I said, how cool was it to be a kid growing up?
Yeah, now.
You know, and seeing essentially themselves on screen as a superhero.
Yeah.
And then I went to say, oh, you and I didn't have that growing up. And he stopped me real quick. He goes, no. I had that growing up. He's like, I'm sorry, but I had that privilege of seeing a lot of myself in these superheroes. He goes, but your point still stands.
Yeah.
He's like, don't love me in there with me, you know, as in he's like, look, we've had a lot of representation as the white male. It is time for other people to have a turn. We have a cheers here. One for 100. AZ Badfish writes, yes, I'm a 37 years old white guy and I love the Turning Red. Yes, going against family traditions is the thing I connect to easily. Can we talk about that for a second, since we're on this topic?
Please.
Wow, so many parent like Facebook groups apparently.
Yeah,
I'm not really on Facebook, but they're kind of wanting to protest against Turning Red because it teaches kids how to disobey their parents, because that's what May does in the movie. And I thought, either you've never been 13,
right,
between the ages of 13 to 17, or your parents just let you do whatever you want, which I cannot imagine. I feel like all parents at one point draw the line, be like, no, nope. And then you really want to go and do this one thing. So what do? You come up with real creative ways. Is it safe? Probably not. Is it recommended? Probably not. But do kids do it? Yes. I did it. You probably did it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Look, let's get clear about this. 99.5% of parents disobeyed their own parents and ran off and did crazy shit at some level. At some level. It could be really extreme, you know, going to a party, drinking, doing drugs at 15 or 16, 17, whatever. Or it could be tame, like sneaking out of the house to hook up with a boyfriend or girlfriend for like 20 minutes. Like that has happened. And certainly disobeying your parents is a part of growing up, because you have to learn the consequences or have those memories for yourself where you snuck away and got away with it. That gives you a little bit more of maturity, gives you a little bit more control of your own story. So all these parents are phenomenal hypocrites with the crap they're saying, because they all did that. I bet a lot of those parents were in those Facebook groups, were out there making out with their boyfriend at 1 a.m. or their girlfriend at 1 a.m. in a parking lot or backyard or in their own bedroom. Please, it's all about them working out their own guilt and fear on their children. Because I tell you, this is the thing that's underneath all of it. They wouldn't be afraid of their kids or disobeying them if they hadn't also disobeyed their parents and seen the consequences of it. So that's where it's born from. It's not I want to protect my child. It's more a matter of, I know what can happen because I did it. You shouldn't be able to
Yep.
do it. But that's how you
I said that
grow.
to Dustin. I said that to Dustin. If him and I ever like choose to have a kid, I said I hope I don't have a daughter because I couldn't stand to think about the shit I did growing up that I hid from my mother.
Yeah.
Thinking about
yeah.
if I did this, think how creative they can be now with
Yeah.
freaking TikTok, Instagram, whatever other code that the girls talk in these days. I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Nope.
So yeah, like we've all done it. Even some of my friends who are so good, like the A++ student who have a great trusting relationship with their parents have snuck out of the house. And because where I'm like, I thought you weren't allowed to come to the party. She's like, oh, my mom doesn't know I'm here. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, it happens.
Yep.
I'm not saying do it if you're young and you're watching this show, which by the way, where are your parents? Because this is not a kids show. But and two, you know, if you're gonna do it, be safe. That's all.
Hey, look, I know I'm the outlaw, but you know, you can still be a little safe. There's nothing wrong with breaking the rules a little bit. Just be safe.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes,
and parents, stop overreacting. Grow the F up. All right, thank you, AZ Badfish. I appreciate that. Just a reminder, Streamlabs are open as well. So send in your cheers, your bits, or your Streamlabs questions. We'd love to have them. All right, Wendy, where are we off to next?
Let's talk about Blue Beetle because we're all excited for that to come. Oh no, my link isn't working because it's behind a paywall.
Oh, okay. I've got one up here from comicbook.com if you want.
Yes, for Blue Beetle. Yes, please go ahead and I'll pull that one up.
Yeah, this news dropped right after we finished our show last week on Friday, so we thought we'd give some love to it. Also because, hey, it's a Latino-led superhero show, so we got to give it love on this channel and on this show. According to a new report from the Wrap, George Lopez, yes, that George Lopez, Adriana Barraza, Elpidia Carillo, and Damian Alcazar have all joined the cast of Blue Beetle. All four will be portraying members of Jamie's family, Jaime's family. Lopez is playing Uncle Rudy, which is a great casting decision. Barraza is playing, will portray Nana. Carillo will play Rocio, and Alcazar will play Alberto. And director Angel Manuel Soto told the Wrap, initially my goal with finding the family was to be able to have an authentic group of people, not just as authentic on the Latino side, but authentic on the accents and authentic on the experience overall. It was very important to have, for me to have the elders in the family to be from Mexico. And more than just being from Mexico is honoring those amazing beloved actors from Mexico that have paved the way, not just in Latin American cinema, but also crossing over to the Anglo-Saxon community and the Latin community in the United States. And for those of you who may not know, and if maybe you're under a rock, Jolo Maridueña from Cobra Kai is going to be playing Jaime Reyes, and he said this is really going to be a stepping stone in my life. I've gotten the chance to build chemistry all these years, the people on Cobra Kai, but to try to recreate that chemistry in a much shorter amount of time is going to be difficult. But all of these guys are professionals, and I know I'm in the hands of people who are the best at what they do. So I love this story and news, Wendy, and I think George Lopez is a fantastic choice to bring into the DC universe. He's going to be sarcastic. He's going to be funny, but George can dial into the real drama of things. And we've seen him do it in his stage shows and certainly on his George Lopez show. He can dial into the drama. And so there might be moments where Uncle Rudy gets a little real with Jaime about a certain situation. Having all these incredibly accomplished actors, Oscar-nominated actors, be a part of this collection of actors and collection of cast just bodes well for this project overall.
Absolutely. This is a story that I've been waiting to see if they're going to make it into a live action, because I really felt that this was just, I think the first time I met Jaime Reyes and Blue Beetle, the character, was via Young Justice.
Oh, yeah.
And I immediately was really into it. I was like, who is this? And I think a long time ago, it may have been as far back as AMC Movie Talk. Like Schnepp used to talk about this.
Of course.
Yeah. And you know, about him wanting to see this. So now we are here, and Xolo is so perfect for that role.
Oh yeah.
And so far I've really only seen him in Cobra Kai, but I really believe he's come. I just every season, every episode, I watch him grow as an actor, and as a martial artist. So I think this is going to really showcase what he has to offer. It's going to really elevate him and put him on a whole nother level. And I hope this creates a better opportunity for him as well. I am still a little sad that it's like only on Wait, no, this is coming to theaters now, right?
It is coming to theaters now. Yeah.
Okay.
Remind about that. So
That's,
thank God.
That's good. Representation matters.
Yeah. I mean, it was becoming a bit suspicious that all their people of color heroes
Right.
were becoming HBO Max series, and all their women-led things were becoming HBO Max series. So I think eventually some people woke the hell up and realized, hey, let's make them feature films so that people can come see these films and what have you. So, I love that. We've got to have more representation in these films. We've got to have more opportunities. Just because In the Heights didn't make a lot of money or West Side Story didn't make a lot of money doesn't mean you stop casting Latinos in these lead roles and give them a shot to do well at the box office, for God's sakes. Come on now. Plenty of white-led films crash. You don't stop casting white actors, do you? So for God's sake.
This is true.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
This is true. We have a cheers from Mum Raw. Thank you so much for your cheers. Who writes, do you think Sholo being busy with Blue Beetle limits his screen time in Cobra Kai Season 5? Love both franchises and excited for both projects. Also, do you think Batgirl now becomes a theatrical movie since Blue Beetle got the upgrade? Great question.
I mean, it's Sophie Grace, so I don't. I thought it was a movie. Is it not?
It's a movie, but it's only HBO Max.
Okay.
The last I heard, it hasn't gotten the the green light to go to theaters.
Yeah, Leslie Grace. Sorry, and what it says here is Batgirl is an upcoming American superhero film based on DC Comics characters. So I don't know right now with the information in front of me if it is scheduled to go to HBO Max in 2022. So I don't know if it'll get the upgrade, to be honest with you, because I mean, I think we're a little late in the process. If it's supposed to come out this year, I think it's a little late for them to move it into a feature film. But if it does well on HBO Max, don't be surprised to see it pop up and in a sequel in the theaters. That's certainly possible. But we have to start letting go of this idea. Well, how can I say this? Representation is important. Certainly seeing Latino-led films in theaters is important. But also, we're going to have to slowly start migrating our ideas away from the theater as well, as more and more of these streaming services pump money into these projects and get Oscar nominated. I mean, Coda is one of these leading films off of Apple TV.
So good.
Right? A Power of the Dog, one of these films off of Netflix. So it's you seeing the streaming services start to kind of take the place of the studio. So this idea that they have to only be in films in order to represent importance, I think we're going to have to slowly change our minds about that. And I will too. Admittedly, I will too. So I'm happy that it's coming to HBO Max. But but as long as there's still theaters, let's make sure we put at least some of them in the theaters, for God's sake. So yeah,
absolutely,
we shall see. Also, I think it will limit his screen time. I mean, we saw him being limited already in this past season. I don't think we're going to see Xolo much. I think that's why they sent him to Mexico to look for his dad, because I think Xolo's going to be shooting the Blue Beetle stuff, and he's not going to be able to.
Oh, that's creative.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So he'd be able to shoot occasional scenes or drop in and out, but it's not going to be about him anymore. And I think the series is going to move past him and focus on the other characters there in the show, which is sad because, of course, he was the Latino lead of the show.
Yeah, he'll come back.
He'll come back, right? And he's jumping on the bigger and better things. So it's a positive.
There you go.
Yeah. Hello, Star Drew. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in.
Hello.
What do we got to next here, Wendy?
The next topic, we've got some updates for the upcoming Madame Web. Euphoria Sydney Sweeney is to co-star opposite Dakota Johnson in the upcoming Sony Marvel. And there are speculation, when Dustin and I were first talking about this, I thought maybe because there's like different depictions of what people think Madame Web is going to be. Are they going to be like Dakota Johnson age, or is she gonna like old age makeup? She's gonna be older, but we're also kind of playing with that Spider-Verse multiverse situation here. So I was thinking, could Sydney Sweeney maybe be another like timeline variant type of situation for Madame Web?
Yeah.
But then I was going through the Movie Couple Discord, and Movie Bunch Debbie said, "What about Gwen Stacy?"
That's interesting. I've heard three things. Well, Gwen Stacy, you mean Spider-Gwen? Is that what you mean?
Spider-Gwen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are the two things I've heard. Not three. Two, Spider-Gwen and Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat.
Oh, yes.
Heard. So
it could go either way. I'd be happy with either.
I agree. In doing research for the show, I went into a wormhole about this. Apparently, there were 8,000 tweets the day that Sydney Sweeney was announced as being part of the Madame Web situation, and 8,000 of those tweets mentioned or championed her being Black Cat, which of course, remember they were trying to do Silver and Black all the way back to I was still a Collider in 2017 when they announced the possibility. I think Gina Price Blythewood was supposed to be doing that one, and then they stopped production on it, and then there was talk about a Black Cat solo film that never really came about. I remember Felicia Jones?
Hardy?
Oh no, Felicity Jones. Felicity Jones.
Okay.
Played Black Cat in Spider-Man 2. She played Felicia Hardy in Spider-Man 2. We never saw her as Black Cat, but she was Felicia Hardy. So there have been a lot of people waiting to see Black Cat, and certainly Spider-Gwen is a cool character, could very much fit Sydney Sweeney. But if you've seen that second season of Euphoria, Black Cat seems to fit a little bit better, in my opinion, in terms of her command of her sexuality and what have you. So I wouldn't be surprised if Black Cat isn't the way they're going, because if anyone can unsettle anyone in the Spider universe, it's certainly
the Black Cat.
Sydney Sweeney is Black Cat. Out there. Yeah,
I think. I mean, I'd be fine with her playing either, but I really do agree that I would love to see her as Black Cat. I think that makes sense. And I think the very first time I saw her in anything was in Nocturne, that Blumhouse Prime Video, those, anthology horror films. And she was really fantastic in it. It wasn't until after that I was like, oh, right, Euphoria. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I'll watch her in anything, but to have Black Cat included in this, and now we're finally getting like all the ladies in the Spider-Verse too, which is very exciting. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for this, so now it's time.
All the ladies in the Spider-Verse. Yeah, there you go. It's happening. And this is what Madam Web has looked like in the comics. So I can't imagine that this would be necessarily what Dakota Johnson plays her as, but it could be that. But she projects an apparition, projects an astral plane type character that is younger and more in tune with what Dakota Johnson looks like now. So that's a possibility. If she's going to be like the Doctor Strange of that universe, then, and by the way, Doctor Strange exists in that universe. It's a Marvel character, but
yes, exactly.
In the Spider-Verse, it could be interesting to see that as well. So yeah, there you go.
And according to MK, he writes from the Deadline article on casting, quote, insiders say due to her psychic sensory powers, she's essentially Sony's version of Doctor Strange, speaking of the Madame Web character. So this movie, hopefully it is like bananas crazy.
Bananas. Yeah, I agree.
Bananas crazy.
Mumra sent another cheer in. Thank you, Mumra. Very kind. Did Warner Brothers mention if Blue Beetle and Batgirl release dates were getting moved around or pushed back with all the other date changes? Not that I know.
Beetle release date. I'm going to look that up right now. Currently, this is set for August 18, 2023.
Okay.
I don't feel like they're going to make that. That's in...
It's another month. It's over a year, right? Isn't it another year?
Oh, 2023.
Yeah.
I guess they could. I was just thinking, but if they just announced the casting for these new, characters, not new characters, but they just added to the cast, do they have enough time? But I'm guessing that it is not until 2023, so they would have time to do this.
Yeah, and look, Batman executive producer Michael Olson said Batgirl is expected to premiere on HBO Max in December of this year. So in December of 2020. And we know they've been shooting because Leslie Grace posted pictures of herself in the costume and in the outfit. So I wonder if I imagine they'll get it done in time for it to come out in December of 2022, which is still like 9 months away. So yeah, it's possible for sure.
Yeah, they can do it, especially if they've already started knocking out some of the stuff, which I imagine they would have already. Yeah, it's actually possible.
And there's not a lot of special effects. It's a ground-based story. But Batgirl isn't going off into space or anything. It's very much
right.
It's very much
exactly.
Yeah,
it could be dark and gritty and awesome.
Exactly. Riddle me this.
This.
Oh, let's see. We're gonna cheers. Any Streamlabs? Oh, just the cheers so far, ladies and gentlemen. Put the Streamlabs address in the chat just to let you all know if you want to send in some support in that way as well. All right, Wendy, where are we off to next?
Let's go into the next segment with the cool musical intro.
Oh, I think what you're talking about is what is true. We got to make that last long. I'm gonna tell them to make that last longer, a little bit longer, maybe 10 seconds.
The music, yeah, the music's fun.
All right, what's trending here today, Wendy?
Going right into K-pop corner. Happy Stray Kids comeback day, guys! Congratulations to all the stays all over the world. The Stray Kids make you want to stay. They have released their newest music video, and the album I think is already, you can probably order it online. But their very first single out of this comeback is Maniac. So they have a music video and they have a live stage performance. But get ready for many more, because every time an idol or a group does comebacks, they usually do tons and tons and tons of them, of the same song but different outfits. So they crush it, as I expected it to be. This song, the arrangement of it is slightly different than, like, they still go hard, especially for the chorus, like Maniac with the Felix, but a lot of it's different. So I like that they're exploring different types of rhythm and music, but still keeping core to what we know Stray Kids to be. So I'm excited to see what else there is. I got to figure out when. There it is. I got to watch that video. I still haven't watched this is like the lyric. So all the members have a little color code. And they have all the lyrics, so you know who is singing and when. But if you're a stay, you can probably pick them out by just your ear, because they all have very distinct sound. But I'm very excited for this. So if you are into K-pop, Stray Kids, if you want to support their comeback, just make sure you go and vote for them for all their live stages. They look fantastic. And I'm going to keep this short, but I do want to talk about, since, you know, Stray Kids are part of JYP Entertainment, I do want to talk about JYP has announced a full-scale U.S. expansion. So this new North America subsidiary is going to focus on the U.S. development of the agency's artists and will discover and foster local U.S. artists. So does that mean they're opening up to non-Korean speaking, everybody who lives, or are they focusing on Korean speaking artists who happen to live in North America? Not really sure.
Wow.
But that goes to show that JYP is like, we can go bigger. Look at, they're looking at Twice, which is their top selling girl group, breaking records, selling the most tickets for a world tour, beating out Blackpink, I don't know if they beat out BTS, because they were talking specific girl groups. But that's nonetheless really fantastic. It was not easy to get tickets for Twice. Like, I tried, it was just as hard as BTS. So and they have, I think, a few of their songs hit like the Billboard 100, which is huge. So it makes sense that they do want to, discover and foster local US artists, in addition to hopefully continue to manage and develop their current rosters. What I do worry about is sometimes that some of these K-pop entertainment management company agencies is that they focus on like what's new and what's next, that they forget about who that they have currently that are so talented, that have dedicated so much time to train and to finally debut, and they just kind of leave them. So I'm hoping that that's not what we see with groups like Twice, ITZY, Stray Kids, just because they want to expand the branches to the US. But this is really good news. Initially, these they're going to be based in they're going to start in LA, and then they're going to they have plans to expand to New York in the future. So that's very exciting. That's very exciting.
I'm super excited for this. And look, I'm going to tell you right now, I enjoy a good boy band song. I enjoy a good girl band song.
You like Four Town?
I did like that. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I downloaded those 2 songs off there.
Yeah, they're good.
It's good stuff. And look, Billie Eilish is a damn good writer of music. So it's not like it was just some random person they brought in, some session musician. There was some real stuff and real talent behind creating those songs. So I like it. And this makes so much sense. I mean, boy bands, that's what we've known in this country for decades. So it makes sense to kind of move into that territory. There haven't been that many boy bands lately. So maybe this is a way of reinvigorating that and making some money and launching some great new music. So it makes all the sense in the world, Wendy, because it kind of went back over. It feels like it migrated over here, and now it's migrating back. And so why not? Full circle. I'm down for it. So There we go. Let me see. Do we have any Streamlabs or Super Chats that have come through here as we talk along? Oh no, AZ Badfish sent in a cheer here. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Thank you very much.
Where did yeah, here we go. Oh, 100. Thank you very much. Is this like a YouTube situation where Streamlabs is better than Cheer?
Cheers. So cheers are the bits. So bits, it's kind of like in a way kind of currency that you purchase on Twitch, and Twitch adds a little bit of, as you notice, if you purchase them, a little bit of taxes for it. So if you donate 100 bits, the creators on Twitch gets the 100 bits because Twitch already has a little bit of your money when you purchased it. So bits are really a good way to go on Twitch here. Streamlabs is also, I think, takes a lot less than Super Chats.
Yeah, equally. So yeah, exactly. With Streamlabs, it's pretty much the full stuff, and it seems like with Cheers, it is the full stuff. Whereas Super Chats, you don't want to do Super Chats. YouTube is taking 50% now because so many people are doing them. They're now trying to make more money off of us than ever before. So no surprise. So yeah, there you go, AZ. I hope that answers your question. But yeah, whatever you want to send it, whatever works for you, bits or Streamlabs, both of them are very preferred. That's why those are the only ones we talk about here when we're doing the show. Real quick, Kiki McNabb is saying the Stray Kids album is predicted to become number 1 on Billboard 200 next week. I'm so proud of them. Number 1, Wendy. Wow.
Amazing.
That's massive. That's massive.
I don't doubt it. The stays are very, when you have a fandom, you're like the BTS army, they're dedicated, and I would say the stays are dedicated, which I already know I'm gonna have to fight tooth and nail to get these damn Stray Kids tickets when they come to only one day in LA. Why would you do this, Stray Kids? Why would you only have one day in LA? Do 2, do 3.
Wow.
Do
I
4.
get tickets, sell those tickets for like 5,000 each. I don't
Rocha, if you come with me to a Stray Kids concert, I will buy you a light stick.
know.
They're not cheap, okay? They're not cheap. I only have one light stick for that reason. They're expensive AF. But I will buy you one.
I will see if I can sneak out from my mom's house and see if I can. Yeah, we shall see. I would love to go to one, but it sounds like a headache to get into those places. So, but
yeah,
it would be fun. It would be fun.
It would be. Real quick, fun fact. We're talking boy bands here. We're talking a little bit about Four Town, which is, technically a fictional boy band that's created for Turning Red. Yeah. But the voice actor who sings and voices for one of the members, Taeyoung, in Four Town, used to work where you and I used to work.
What?
He was in the Frog Choir, and he was one of the members of the Whoville, the boy band.
His name is Taeyoung?
Taeyoung is the character, is the singer. It's the Four Town.
Okay.
That character is Taeyoung, looks like Jimin from BTS, but the voiceover singer for that character used to work. I think it was the transit that we missed. You and I both missed him, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe you had some crossover because you worked directly, within the Wizarding World. I didn't. And you started after me, but he was a part of the Frog Choir, and he was a part of the boy band during Grinchmas.
At the faces here.
Look at his name is Grayson.
Villanueva. Yes, I know Grayson. Holy crap!
It's Grayson.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Much love to him for doing that. That's awesome. Congratulations, Grayson.
Naturally, I was like, oh, that's, of course, there was my bias in the group. So if they made specifically like solo members merch for Four Town, I would be buying all the Taeyoung stuff. Zach Mendoza says, get him on the show.
Tay was a nice guy. I remember, a very sweet guy, kept himself quiet, just very nice.
That's how we do in the break room.
Yeah,
I love it. And he was Ravenclaw too.
That's where you're supposed to be when you're talented. And
me, you, and him, all three of us.
That's right.
Ravenclaws.
Yeah, and also one of the I forget her name. Oh well, I can't. I'm not going to think of it now, so I'm gonna hold off on that. But I know one of the other Frog Choir girls, also Asian. She booked a series regular on one of the new shows coming up on Peacock, and I can't remember. It's one of those reboots, and I can't remember what show it was, but they announced her as one of the young cast members, and I was like, what? So Shout out to those very talented people who work at Universal Studios. It was an honor to be a part of that crew. Listen, the Harry Potter crew was a talented crew,
Yeah.
from top to bottom. So no surprise to see so many of those people in commercials and TV shows, and now popping up in these feature films and voicing over these characters or singing these characters in these feature films. So shout out to them for sure. All right, where are we at? We're running out of time here. What was at the hour mark, Wendy? What do you want to get into next here?
Let's talk about what's coming soon. Let's
Okay,
we can leave
sure.
some of those for next week maybe.
Okay.
So let's talk about what is coming soon. And for me, this is a really interesting one for me to like recommend and talk about. But I just watched it last night. It was a lot of fun. It's got Sandra Bullock in it,
Oh
Channing
yeah.
Tatum is in it, Daniel Radcliffe is in it, and I'm talking about The Lost City. This is a movie that understood the assignment of exactly what movie it was trying to be, and the actors knew what kind of movie they were in, and
Yeah.
they all deliver. I had a good time. The whole theater was just up in laughter, and that's kind of what you want, especially to save the world right now.
Yeah.
No better time than to walk into a movie like this with a big bucket of popcorn and just enjoy your time in the theater.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I get a screening for it in a couple of days. No, not a couple of, in about 4 days. I get to go to screening of that. So I'm looking forward to that. And another film that's coming soon next week. I think I'm gonna get a chance to see it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I'm gonna get a chance to see that as a screening next
The
week.
Queen, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, a lot of people loving that out of South by Southwest. A lot of people saying it's a damn good movie.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Lost City was also at South by, so I was like,
right on.
I ought to see this and see what it was all about. Well, you let me know how that movie is. I'm very curious about it.
Yeah, I just got my Fantastic Beasts invite too, so that's happening in the next couple of weeks. And
nice. When's that movie coming out?
That one's coming out in April. We're around the corner from Fantastic.
Do I need to see The Crimes of Grindelwald? I probably should watch it. Did you like that movie?
I hated that movie.
Oh.
And sometimes I'm like, well, I can be the old man critic sometimes. But when I saw Emma Fyffe hate that movie, then I felt very bad.
Oh my gosh, she's such a Potterhead.
She's a huge Potterhead.
She loves Harry Potter.
She's a very forgiving Potterhead, which is a good thing. And if she hated the movie, it's not a good movie, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that.
I didn't know she hated it.
Yeah, you should see her tweet. Her tweet was pretty.
Was she angry?
Yeah, angry. She was very. Yeah, and
that's really disappointing to hear.
Yeah.
For fans who want to like the movie.
Right. What have you got? Anything to recommend or review real quick?
Let's see. Nothing. I mean, I'm continuing to watch Severance and Our Flag Means Death. That's really the two.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's really funny. The first episode, you kind of have to stay with it. But once the second episode come around and you really understand what the show is about,
okay,
it takes off. And then once Taika comes in, you're like, okay, here we go. Now that we got the whole machine going.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really fun.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that one.
26 minutes. Easy.
Oh, that's all? Each episode? Okay. We just I'm very happy to be back in a studio thanks to the Hollywood Critics Association. I am hosting a show in Los Angeles every week for the run of the show for We Crashed on Apple TV, which is the not fiction, it's the adaptation of the documentary about WeWork and based on the podcast from Wondery about the rise and fall of WeWork. It stars Jared Leto and Anne Hathaway. I got a chance to see the first 3 episodes, and we did the review on Hollywood Critics Association, which is up on their YouTube page. And I tell you this right now, I absolutely loved it, and I think I love the documentary. So I wasn't sure going in to see if I was going to enjoy this, and I think it's a fantastic adaptation. Jared Leto is incredible. And so is Anne Hathaway in what she's doing with that character. You don't want to like her, but Anne Hathaway gives her, these interesting moments that make you kind of sympathize and connect with her. And I really appreciate that. I think it's well written, well constructed, well directed. The music is fantastic. And so it's very nice to be able to review that with Nikki Fowler and Griffin Schiller every week. So that's one I absolutely recommend. And one more. Last night, we tore through all 4 episodes of this new true crime docuseries on Netflix called Bad Vegan. And it's about this woman who ran a successful vegan restaurant in New York and how she becomes a victim to a guy who turns her into like this crazy basket case she gives him all this money to prove her allegiance to him because he thinks he tells her that he can make her dog immortal and make her immortal. And it is a whacked out, crazy, nutty 4-part series that I highly recommend people watching and wondering if you'll like her or not like her by the end of the series. So we were split in this house. So yeah, so I would recommend it to you all if you like true crime. And each one of those episodes about 45 to 55 minutes. So just a recommendation for you all. So it's called Bad Vegan.
Yeah. Bad Vegan. I love a good true crime. So I'm going to add that to my list.
Yeah. It's a real person. It just happened in 2017, all this madness.
Oh, recent.
Yeah, very recent. So, yeah.
Wait, is it too far out to call 2007 recent?
2017. It's
17.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's only 4 or 5 years ago. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Bad Vegan. There it is.
Absolutely. All right. And anything else, Wendy? Are we good to roll on out of here?
I will close out the show with this little bit because I was really shocked to see this pop up on my Instagram, and I saw it via a friend's post. Just so everybody can just stay aware, just because people aren't talking about it doesn't mean it's not happening. Right. Actor Karen Fukuhara, who plays Katana in the first Suicide Squad, she's also upcoming in Bullet Train, wrote on her Instagram story, kind of detailed her she likes to keep her stuff private, but she felt like it was important that she talked about this. She was just walking to her coffee shop, a coffee shop from like, wanting to go like a normal human, like we all do. Yeah. I'm gonna I walk to the corner and go and get boba. She walked in out of nowhere. A man struck her in the back of the head, hit her so hard that her hat flew off. Prior to that, she doesn't know the man. There was no conversation. They were just she was minding her own business. No eye contact, didn't do anything out of the ordinary. And by the time she looked back, he was a few feet away. And she thought about confronting him, she says in her Instagram story, but then he started coming towards her and didn't think it was worth the risk. And after a few seconds of staring at each other and him yelling at her, he eventually walked away. Yeah. And I don't know where exactly this happened. I don't know if it's New York.
Yeah, it doesn't say in the article where
it doesn't say, because she probably wants to keep that part private too. But the location, the location isn't important. What's important is that there has been an uptick of violent crimes, hate crimes against Asians especially ever since the pandemic happened. It doesn't help when people call the virus certain names. And mean it in a terrible way. Also, just because you're Asian doesn't mean you automatically have the coronavirus in you. Yeah. Like, I've gotten that question before, and I'm like, that's not how it works.
That's not how any of this works.
That's not how any of this works. So, if you're, and I think a lot of Asian women are being targeted. We're literally on the 1-year anniversary of that horrible shooting in Atlanta where 8 Asian women died tragically because of it. So be aware, take care of each other, see something, say something, and stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves as safely as you can. Yeah. I'm not saying go pick a fight with people. Let's not aggravate the situation. But if somebody needs help, maybe they need a place to get away. Yeah.
I'm going to come after you if you fuck with Wendy as well. So don't, I don't even want to think about what I would do if I hear that you were attacked in any way, shape, or form, because I would come up there and just start hitting people till I got some answers.
What's really sad is that I have calmed down a lot ever since, you hear about this and that. You're like, okay, well, I'm just going to continue to stay aware of my surrounding and be vigilant. And I am really lucky where I do live in an area where people might usually just go about their business. But it's when I go to places like downtown.
Yeah. Right. It gets
it can get a little sketchy. And I'm not saying every single person you walk past is sketchy, but I do become a little bit more weary. And yesterday I went out by myself. Granted, it was to Century City, right. But I went out by myself to the theaters, and I was not comfortable walking to my car. And that hasn't happened to me. That feeling hasn't happened to me since I was 20.
Wow.
And I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
I worked at the clubs. I've seen some shit. I worked on South Beach
I worked at the clubs.
as a host, cash taking person at the
Yeah.
door or whatever
Yeah.
for a while. So I've seen some shit. So for me to say I don't feel comfortable now at the age that I am, that's saying something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, stop that stuff and stop Asian hate. And we've seen a hashtag, and so many Asian people have come out and spoken about it. People of color have come out to support the Asian community, speaking out about it as well. So Olivia Munn talking about it. I know Carl Urban responded to Karen Fukuhara's tweet because, of course, she's on The Boys and said, this shit needs to stop. You don't want a big, hulking, angry Carl Urban wandering the streets looking for people because that's not a good situation for that.
Dr. Dredd, Judge Dredd.
Yeah, actually, you don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this stuff needs to stop. But the only way it stops is if we start punishing these people in severe ways, and they're not. They're giving them $500 in suspended sentence or community hours or whatever. We need to start really punishing this racism in this country. Enough is enough already. We need to start coming down a little bit harder on these people who do this kind of stuff. And I don't care about the reasons for why, to be honest with you, because we can't seem to stop that part of the machine from pumping out their lies and misinformation. The results of that, though, we should be able to stop as a society. So I'm hoping, because there's that horrible video. I couldn't even finish that video of that elderly Asian woman being beaten up that came out.
I can't watch it.
Yeah, I was 5-10 seconds in. I was like, I can't, because there's nothing I can do about it. And that's a helpless feeling I don't want to have.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, monitor this stuff, monitor your friends, monitor the people around you. Be
check
safe.
Your friends. Yes, check your friends. If you see your friend say something weird, you're like, you want to talk about that for a second? Let's talk about that.
Especially your family. And if anything, do not get involved physically. I know I'm talking all that shit, but don't get involved physically because you never know what these people might have on them. But
call the authorities.
Yeah, exactly. If you see something, say something. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't mean go up to people and pick a fight with them.
Yeah,
that doesn't really solve the problem, and it puts you at risk. So don't try to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Justin Toner sent in one last Streamlab, Wendy, real quick before we go.
Thank you.
Hi, John and Wendy. Loved the Miss Marvel trailer. Looking forward to the show. John, I've been watching the OG Law and Order since its return. I feel like it's getting better. Do you? We can talk more on our next Patreon Hangout, which is tonight, by the way. Also, happy 7th anniversary to Critical Role.
Yeah, 7 years. Critical Role.
I saw Erica Ishii's post about it. I was like, oh, okay.
She knows all of them.
She's playing funny stuff. I like this. She put like X's over certain faces and stuff. It was very funny. It was perfect Erica. I thought it was but yeah. Tonight, 6 p.m. PT is the Patreon Hangout for those of you in the Outlaw Nation Patreon at the $10 and above level. Going to be sending the Zoom link out here in a little bit. So yeah, come hang out with me for like an hour and a half and let's shoot the shit and top off the weekend. Maybe I'll open a beer. Who knows? All right.
It's Friday. Why not?
Exactly. All right, let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us here live on Twitch. And for those of you watching later on YouTube, thank you very much for watching us on YouTube as well. Wendy, another fun show. Where can people find you and everything you got going on, please?
Everything's going on over at Instagram, Twitter, at my name, Wendy Lee Zaney. The Movie Couple channels, we're about to film some reviews and stuff like that whenever Dustin gets home. And getting ready for Moon Knight reactions at the end of the month. Those are coming. Those are going to be crazy. And there is a crazy overlap, I think, because once we start going, there's no stopping. So we're getting Moon Knight, then Kenobi, then Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And there is going to be some Wednesday where if Disney continues on this Wednesday schedule, both shows, Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel, are gonna I don't even want to think about it.
I don't know why they're doing that. Like, separate the days.
Give us a Friday.
Yeah, give us a Friday.
Give us a Friday.
Oh, yeah. All right. Cheryl is trying to send us onto a raid. So do I not end the broadcast?
Yeah, don't end it. Don't end it until we go on the raid. So
okay.
we'll just chit chat for a little bit. I'll press the live button from my end to see.
Okay. All right.
On Twitch.
Then, well, as for me, you can follow. So as Wendy said, as for me, you can follow me at the Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. Obviously here on Twitch, for those of you maybe watching later on YouTube, on Twitch, the Outlaw Nation. Also, come and head on over to TikTok. Also, Wendy's TikTok. Go and follow Wendy. Her TikTok is blowing up, ladies and gentlemen. So go and follow her. I mean, she has a video that's over 1 million views. That's an incredible thing. And so shout out to her. I am very, very small, so I'm going to start doing a little bit more on TikTok, clipping out some stuff. putting some stuff up there, maybe messing around with the Lady Outlaw, having some fun on TikTok. But go and subscribe to me there as well. The Rocha
What
says.
if you react to a Stray Kids thing and that goes viral?
I saw a guy with a 17-minute video reacting to the Stray Kids music video, and I was like, "Wow, you can do that! I didn't know you could react to a music video."
Oh no, I mean you just won't be able to make money from it, but you'll gain subscribers.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. But yeah, maybe I'll react to. Why not? I thought it was good.
Do it on TikTok.
I mean, and then I got some more stuff coming up. And don't forget, like I said, over on Hollywood Critics Association YouTube channel right now, our review of the first 3 episodes of We Crashed on Apple TV Plus. Definitely watch the show. And is that everything? I think that's everything. Tomorrow, Strong Style, the pro wrestling show at 9 a.m. in the morning. And then, of course, the Ultimate Schmodown after show at 3 p.m. PT here live on the channel as well. All right. Y'all be well. Take care of yourselves. And we'll talk to you next time with a
Don't end the stream. Do you have like a have like a
Yes.
thing that we can go to? Like a static picture?
A static picture right now? Yes. All right.
Cheryl keeps canceling the raid.
Oh, sorry, Cheryl. You're not telling me when. Okay. I'm going to get out of here. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you madly. I'm going to go to a static picture until I see Cheryl say it's okay for me to leave. So,
There
all
we
right.
go.
Take care of yourselves. Be well. Much love to you. Yeah.
Stay for the raid. Stay for the raid.
I don't have a static picture, so we'll just have to stay static. All right.
It's okay.
Tell
We
me-
can go.
Yeah, we can go now?
No. I'm telling Cheryl.
Okay,
Let's
Cheryl.
Okay, now we're rating. All right,
Okay.
now we can
Now I
end
can
this
I
stream.
can end the
There
broadcast.
we go. You
Peace,
can end this.